Welcome, dear friends, to Cardiac Radio and the Spirit Society of Virginia. In our online spiritual care, you are welcome to join us in this wonderful opportunity to rebalance ourselves, to connect with our guardian angels, the protecting spirits, and the real world, which is the spiritual realm. And we are here together with you from the Spirit Society of Virginia Live, sending all of you a hug, hoping that you feel like us here in the center, as if you are in the Spirit Center. Bring a bottle of water or a glass of water, a jar of water. Keep it aside, because the loving Spirit doctors, nurses, and therapists are coming here to help us. We invite you now for our initial prayer before we receive the first remedy of today. Dear Mother, Father God, we are happy to be in the school of the earth, learning so many things that we don't know yet, and especially learning to master relationships. We feel the presence of your messengers, the spirit directors of these works, and we feel especially the presence of Master Jesus sent by you, our divine doctor, who kindly cares for all of us. We hope, dear Lord of Life, that the benefits of this message, of the therapeutics of tonight, go far into the homes of everyone who is in need of rest, of consolation, of relief. We visualize beautiful rays of healing light being showered upon us, so we can absorb the remedies we are to receive. Preparing our permeability, we thank you for your greatness, for your support, and the possibility of renewing ourselves. As you guide and protect us today and always, we open this therapeutic meeting in your name and love, and so be it. All right, our dear friend Daisy is here to lead us into the first remedy of the night.
Hello, dear friends. So tonight we're gonna continue studying this book, Psychograph by Divaldo Franco, by our dear Joanna de Angelis. And tonight we are studying chapter 14, where Joanna de Angelis brings us to the attention of taking the opportunity. Friends, let us start with a question. Do we ask ourselves, should I make that phone call today? Should I help that friend today or tomorrow? Should I say to a loved one that I love them, or to ask for forgiveness? Or are we postponing it? Well, Joanna de Angelis brings us the remedy. She starts by saying, use every opportunity to act in an elevated manner. That means not once in a while, or yes, I will be kind and loving, maybe to my coworkers, but not at home. or I will be kind and loving and giving to my blood ties, to my family. But when it comes to those who I encounter on the street, I don't act in this elevated manner. We might be asking, but what is this elevated manner that Joanna de Angelis is talking about? She's talking about the virtues. She's talking about following God's law. Do to our neighbor what we would like them to do to us. Not every once in a while. She's saying take every opportunity. The pandemic came and showed to us that our lives can change in the matter of a few hours. So, are we taking every opportunity? Jesus told us that the most important talisman that we have is the time that we have right now on earth. So, what are we waiting for? Joanna de Angelis continues and says, some people wait for extraordinary moments and special occasions, which may never come. As we were studying this message, a particular book came to our mind. The book 2,000 Years Ago, psychographed by Emmanuel through Chico Xavier. If you haven't read the book, we strongly recommend that you go there and study the story that shows to us exactly what Joanna de Angelis is telling us. In that book, we get to know about a very well-known Roman senator, Publius Lentus. He had a loving wife. He loved her very, very much. But because of a gossip, of an intrigue, a situation that someone else outside of the marriage created for them, he spent years after years not speaking with his wife. At the time, they still live under the same roof, for appearances only. But one day, after many years, he started to see that he made a mistake, that he loved her so much. And there's a beautiful description in the book that we're not going to spoil for you, but he hears her singing, declaring her love for him. And he's ready to open the door and say, ask for forgiveness, say how much he loved her. But because of his pride, he said, no, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for the biggest day of my life, which will be the day he would receive the highest achievement in the Roman Empire. He would be celebrated in front of millions of people. He said, I will wait for that day, and that day I will tell her. Well, friend, we're not going to tell you the end of the story, but you should go there and see that that day, as Joanna de Angelis says here, never came for him. Yes, the celebration came, but the moment that he was waiting for with his wife was never able to come to fruition in this reincarnation. So the question is, what are we waiting for? Are we being as Publius Lentus and holding on to our pride that we cannot go there and talk to the family member that maybe we haven't spoken in years? Talk to the coworker whom we might have some disagreement in the past? Well, let us keep this message in our minds as Joanna de Angelis continues. It is not what you do that makes you great and important. It is how you do each thing that will transform you. It is not enough for us to prepare hundreds of bags to go and deliver them to the homeless population or to visit the charitable institution if what we're doing, we're not doing it with love. So Joanna de Angelis is reminding us that it's not what we are doing, but the how. Are we giving our sweat and tears? Are we making an effort? Are we even being loving and caring it? Or we're doing it just to check a box of the checklist of life to say, oh yes, God, I did it. I'm a great person. But we're not putting our hearts into it. She continues and says, giant oaks from tiny acorns grow. The cosmos is the result of invisible particles and molecules. Friends, if you go to our physics and chemistry days, you will study the atoms and how small the atoms are, the molecules. But if it was not for those tiny particles, protons, neutrons, electrons, we wouldn't be here today. So it's not about the size, but it is truly our role. They are there, they're performing their role, they're doing their tasks, they're fulfilling their duties. But she's reminding us that it all starts small. We cannot wait for the tree if we don't start with the seed. And the seed is so tiny. We look at that seed and we say, how is that possible? That we will get an apple tree from a tiny apple seed. But that's all we need. Everything is already there in the seed. So she's saying, be great in the small things. God is not asking us to come to reincarnate and end poverty in the world. Yeah, some people might have the task to work at that level, but God is saying, come and learn how to love, starting with your loved ones. So start small. How are we going to achieve great things if we cannot do the very small tasks? So she's reminding us, let us do great in the small things. Because it's starting the small things, the small gestures, they count so much. Because then you will not be small in the great ones. Think, friends, of the tiny drops of water that starts all the way inland in a water source. Is that tiny drop, one by one. It's small, but it's there. It's doing its job, it's consistent. From the tiny drop, it becomes a small stream, to a lake, to a river, until it gets to the ocean. But if it was not for that tiny little drops of water, we wouldn't have the ocean. So the message tonight for us is to take this opportunity. Let us focus on fulfilling our duties in the small tasks, taking every opportunity, the blessed time that we have right now, not tomorrow, not next week, not next year. Let's start today. That's why it's called the present. It is a gift. So Joanna de Angelis is reminding us, let us take this opportunity and do our, what we might seem a small task, but always in an elevated manner. So as we reflect on this, friends, we will now invite you so we can continue in this spiritual session and treatment of tonight. So we'll give us 1 second as we open here our virtual for all of us. Friends, so we invite everyone now as we join together in this passes session of tonight.
Welcome to the Virtual Passes Room. Emmanuel, the spirit mentor of Chico Xavier, once stated that thought is life. Thus, we can create the healing mental state right here and now. In preparation for the virtual passes, we would kindly recommend the following. Be certain that you have a real need to receive passes. Do not use the room simply out of curiosity. Casual visits to the room will negate its future benefits when needed. When using the room, have gratitude and show respect as you would when visiting a physical spiritist center. During the passes, silently evoke God's protection as well as Jesus. Also pray to your guardian angel. Concentrate on positive thoughts, thereby avoiding negative ones. Breathe deeply, slowly, calmly, and confidently. Always be ready to pray. Let us begin this passes session by praying as our guide and model, Jesus Christ, has taught us with the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who is in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we also have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Now, let us feel that small points of suffering, bitterness, sadness, anger, deception, disappear from your mind to not return. Like aged leaves that are shed from trees, let go of those feelings that no longer serve you. And gently, but most assuredly, discard them. Let the wind of life carry them so far away that they are unable to return and recreate their negative link. Little by little, your emotional tree sheds its negative feelings, becoming clean and ready for its renovation. Without the weight of those dead leaves, you feel lighter and are able to feel the gentle water of life now abundantly falling onto your physical body, spiritual body, and soul. This water cleans, disinfects, purifies, deconstructs, and tones all the cells of your body. Nothing can escape its renewing action. At the same time it is cleaning and moisturizing your body, this crystalline liquid satiates your spirit, eliminating affliction, anxiety, and unrest. Now within your heart resides a sense of calmness, cleanness, and well-being. Then the light of God emerges to warm and snuggle you, while caring rays penetrate your whole body and tenderly embrace you like a maternal hug, which brings comfort and safety to your heart. At this moment, great love warms your heart and removes the coldness resulting from any affliction. Now, your mind contains only feelings of joy and confidence. You are at peace and enveloped by a protective warmth. The heart of life offers you perfumed flowers. Then, with a grateful and happy soul, you gather their colorful petals that penetrate your whole being, restoring feelings and emotions of happiness, hope, faith, courage, and determination, helping you to regain the willingness to live. In addition to the perfume and color, nature also shares with you the best it has to offer, an infinite capacity for restoring its sublime beauty, even when struck by evil that appears to enact its end. Divine hands full of light gently overflow and spill over you like a golden waterfall of unspeakable and unknown essence. Little by little, your soul is impregnated with sweet happiness, allowing an inner renewal of the most noble and elevated purposes, that of progress and accomplishment. Showered by this sublime power, you deeply surrender to the donor of light, absorbing energy that now gives your life a new and blessed impulse. You called me, and here I am. What do you want from me today? What do you need? Ask, my son. Ask, my daughter. I am here to help. Now, ask your special request to Jesus, enumerating the problems and difficulties that afflict you. I listen to your request with love and attention. Now I count on your faith and trust in me to solve your problems. Go in peace. I am watching over you, and I will not lose sight of you. Believe in God and also believe in me. I will be with you every day until the end. Be happy. Many blessings.
We now invite everyone to join us in a prayer of gratitude. Thank you, dear Master Jesus, for embracing us with your healing heart. We express our deepest gratitude for being allowed to live one day in this reincarnation where we were able to receive more blessings. May we multiply the talents by constructing feelings of generosity, gratitude, compassion, forgiveness, understanding, and peace. Everywhere we encounter ourselves. May everyone who is in this circle of prayer with us, in two realms of life, live and on demand, receive the remedies that they need, as well as the ones who have their names in the book of prayer at the Spiritist Society of Virginia and Cardiac Radio. Enveloped by your light. Count on us, Master, to spread the good news in joy and firmness. And so be it. Thank you, friends, for being here with us. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask us at cardiacradio@gmail.com. And don't forget to drink your water throughout the week, not only today. We wish you a wonderful evening.